everyone, welcome back to the Champagne Room. I'm Renee. Today I'm going to be talking about 6 BBL myths. There's such a heavy connotation that comes with getting a BBL that I'm making this video to address all the myths or the top myths that come with getting a BBL, because it's really a shame that a lot of people are judgmental and are just so negative when it comes to women and this surgery. First one, this is like probably one of the biggest ones, which is a myth, but also can be true. A lot of people think women get BBLs for the male gaze and a desire to be sought after. And to be honest, for some women, that may be true, but for a lot of women, that is not true. A lot of women get BBLs after becoming mothers and their bodies have changed and they want to get back to how they used to look. That's not for the male gaze. A lot of people do it for themselves, like me. I did it for myself. I saw it as a form of self-care. I wanted to have a flat stomach. I wanted a bigger butt because I like the way butts look in jeans. I like the way your clothes fit when you look a certain way. I'm very top heavy. So like wearing crop tops, I was self-conscious about wearing crop tops before. I felt like my stomach might have been a little too big, and like just certain things I wanted to wear that are more flattering now. Nothing to do with the male gaze. I don't think majority of women that get BBLs do it for the male gaze. I've been in these groups, I've done the research, and a lot of them have insecurities. We all have insecurities, and they see something that they would like to change and they're paying for it. There's this idea that women want to seek male attention, which comes from men and women. And I know this because I just did an interview and I saw men and women saying, I did my body for attention. I just want men to look at me. Let's be clear. I can speak for me. I was already getting male attention before my BBL. So it's not that I needed that. I already had it. And I don't think that just goes for me. I think a lot of women probably were already getting male attention. I still get male attention. That's not anything new. I'm not someone that has low self-esteem, but my confidence, it did go up with the BBL because I like the way I look. I always wanted a flat stomach and I wanted a nice butt just because I like the way it looks in clothes. It has nothing to do with men. Please save the think pieces in saying that, oh, the standard of beauty is round butts, blah, 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 blah. I'm black, okay? I'm black. Black booties is in my culture. So it's not about the standard of beauty and all of this or whatever. It just looks nice. Okay, it looks nice. I'm a woman. I can admit a butt looks nice. Okay, just like you like when you get your hair done. I'm talking to you. You like when you get your hair done. You do your hair. We all change our outer appearance to tailor it to our likeness. Look at my hair. This is not my natural hair color. Okay, this is permanent dye. I wanted this color because I liked the way it looked. Am I getting this color for male attention? Let's stray away from that narrative when it comes to women getting BBLs, because one, you don't know these women personally. You don't know what they're dealing with. And the negativity and the shaming that comes with getting a BBL, I have thick skin and I really try not to let it bother me. But y'all are way too hard on the girls that get BBL. Mind your business and keep it pushing. The girls is getting it done. The girls that get it, and the girls that don't, okay? Myth number 2, I might ruffle some feathers with this one, but this is my experience, and this is coming from the experience of others. After you get a BBL, you're told, don't sit for 6 weeks. In reality, you gotta sit sometimes, okay? I'm not saying sit the first day, sit the first week, but there's a whole thing like, oh, if you sit, you're gonna kill the fat cells, and you're gonna, change the shape of your butt, and your butt's not gonna look good, and yada, 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 right? I started slowly to sit after 2 weeks because, one, car rides, the whole BBL pillow, I don't think it's effective. If you got a big butt, that whole BBL pillow, basically, you're supposed to put pressure on your thighs and not sit on your butt. But if you have a big butt and you're a person, your butt will naturally touch the chair. The pressure on the thighs theory was a great theory, but in reality, BBL pillows, I don't believe in them. I don't think they work because you end up still sitting on your butt. It just still happens that way. So I'm not going to say don't listen to your doctor. If your doctor says don't sit for 6 weeks, listen to your doctor. My doctor didn't say that. And I sat slowly, starting at 2 weeks. I sat for car rides. If I needed a little sit, I had to sit. My butt wasn't hurting. Maybe that's another myth. My butt didn't hurt. Throughout the whole recovery, my butt never hurt. It didn't hurt at all. It still doesn't hurt. So if you sit, don't be afraid. When you use the bathroom to do number 2, you gotta sit. I sat when I had to use the bathroom because I had to. You just have to. Also, I wouldn't recommend sitting for hours at a time. You don't have to sit for that long. But being on your stomach and being on your knees for a certain amount of period, you're gonna naturally want to sit. You don't realize how much you're yearning to sit. I sat, and I know a bunch of women that sat before 6 weeks, and their butt is still round. Nothing happened to them. The fat cells didn't die and all this other stuff. I think it's just a rule of thumb so people don't, take it and run with it. But, listen to your body. This is your journey. Listen to your body. Myth number 3. A lot of people think after you get a BBL, your butt is hard. That is just not true. At least not for me. My butt was never hard. Before surgery, I had a soft butt. And after surgery, I still have a soft butt. I don't know. I think people forget BBL is a fat transfer, not an implant. So the fat in my stomach was not hard. So the fat in my butt is not hard, in the beginning, it's a little stiff. I'll say that. It doesn't have the jiggle to it at first. It's not hard. It's just a little stiffness because you're swollen, you're bruising. And as time goes on, it softens and softens up. I feel like my friends and family, they started touching my butt around 2 weeks. And they were pleasantly surprised to touch it. They're like, oh my God, it's not hard at all. They were scared, they thought I was hurting and I wasn't. And they were trying to touch it gently. But it wasn't hard. And then throughout the weeks, it got softer. The jiggle was there. So no, your butt will not be hard. Yes, you can still twerk. It might take some weeks. It took me a few weeks to twerk again. So no hard butts. Myth number 4. A lot of people like BBLs won't age well. How are you going to look in 5 years? BBLs, they're bad for your health. You're not going to age properly. Yada, 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 right? Okay. I'm going to give you guys some facts, some research so you guys become knowledgeable about this community. Number 1, BBLs have evolved. The reason why people were dying from BBLs before is because they were not done properly. After the doctors would do the lipo and they would do the fat transfer and inject the fat in the butt, the doctors were inserting the fat underneath the muscle. Now, that is very dangerous because when you insert the fat underneath the muscle, the fat can go to other parts of your body. It can go in your bloodstream, etc., etc. That was what's killing women. That was the danger, okay? The doctors were incorrectly performing surgeries. I'm going to say it one more time. The doctors were incorrectly performing the surgeries. And that's the reason why women were dying, okay? So if you're still doing the surgery wrong, yeah, your complications might arise. Now, BBLs have evolved, doctors have learned from the past, and you have to insert the fat above the muscle. So with that being said, BBLs are not implants, they are fat transfers. They take fat from different parts of your body and put it in your butt, right? I'm breaking down some of the science behind BBLs so you guys can understand that BBLs do age well. So the fat cells are your own. So while the fat cells are transferred into your butt, after a few weeks, they're new fat cells. It's new fat cells trying to, gain circulation, to your blood vessels and et cetera, et cetera. The new fat cells need time to heal and have blood flow. After a few months, I believe 4 months, and this is coming from a doctor, this is not made up stuff. After 4 months, your new fat cells, they become a part of your old fat cells. So essentially, it's no longer a foreign, I don't want to say object, but it's no longer foreign to your body. So the old fat cells and the new fat cells just become one, and it just becomes your fat. So meaning there's no way for it to age badly because it's your fat. Meaning however the other parts of your body age is the same way your BBL would age. In terms of your butt, the fat is your butt. So as you get older, whatever happens to a normal person's butt is the same thing that's going to happen to a BBL butt. It's fat. This is not an implant. So whatever way you gain or lose weight is going to apply to your butt. If you lose weight, your butt will get smaller. If you gain weight, your butt will get bigger. It's just fat, okay? It is just fat. Like any other part of your body, like your arm, like your thighs. These are fat cells. It's not something foreign that your body does not know how to process or handle. You have had fat on your body since the day you were born, and your body knows how to work through fat cells. Part 2 of your how do BBL age? BBLs don't age well. Lipo. Now, this is where the myth could possibly be true about it not aging well. So lipo is just sucking the fat out, okay? So when you get lipo out your body, out your back, out your stomach, wherever, they just take the fat out. So if you go back to bad eating habits, you don't work out, you don't exercise, you will gain weight, you will gain fat again. If you get your stomach back, I guess people will say your BBL's not aging well. Yes, because BBLs require maintenance. They require massages, they require healthy diet, they require working out, they require exercise to maintain your body, as does any body does. Every person that wants to be in shape, anyone that wants to maintain a certain look, you have to maintain it, BBL or not. It still applies to you when you get a BBL. So the lipo is not a permanent fix. The lipo doesn't mean you will never grow fat in your stomach again. No, it just means you currently do not have fat. The whole how does it age? Again, BBLs are not implants. They age just like any other regular body. It's just fat. Myth number 5. People think that all BBLs have the disproportionate look. That is not true. If I was walking down the street, the average person would not know I got a BBL, okay? One, I was skinny, so I'm considered a skinny BBL / conservative BBL, so I didn't have that much fat to transfer. And also number 2, keep in mind, people want the disproportionate look. People want the huge butt, the skinny waist. Some people want that look. That's how they desire their outcome to be. So not everyone that's getting a BBL wants to look like that. Obviously, typically, historically, celebrities and all of that, we've seen that's how they've turned out. But again, that's how they want it to look. Not everybody wants to look like that. Some people just want a little bit of an enhancement and just a little upgrade. There's nothing wrong with getting an upgrade. Upgrade your life. Yeah, so when I was telling everybody I was getting a BBL, everyone's like, as long as you don't look crazy, as long as you don't look crazy. And it's like, why would I want to look crazy? Some people actually want the disproportionate look. And extra bonus tip, if you want that look, it's going to take 2 rounds. In the US, if you go to Colombia or DR, it's different. But in the US, there is a legal limit of amount of lipo that a doctor can take. So there's a certain amount of liters that they cannot surpass when it comes to lipo. And your butt can only stretch so far, especially the first round. If you want that vixen look, the vixen look takes 2 rounds, just to put that out. Not all BBLs turn out looking like a vixen. Again, BBLs have evolved. Say it with me. BBLs have evolved. So the harsh criticism is not taking account into how BBLs are today. And I'm here to inform you, be more open-minded because it's not always what you think. Myth number 6. A lot of people think BBLs are a quick fix to perfection. That is not true. It's a quick fix in terms of you might get closer to your desired outcome quicker because, working out in the gym takes consistency and it takes time. But the thing is, when you get a BBL, you come off the table, 1, you don't look perfect, and 2, the recovery process is pretty long. It takes months before you are your final form. So people go hard in the gym 6 months to a year, all of that. Your body takes up to a year to heal from the surgery. So this quick fix to perfection, or, oh, you took the easy way out, that's not really true. I've said it before, I wanted a quick fix, but in reality, when you go through the process and you're dealing with everything, it's not a quick fix. It is a journey. Your body goes through a lot. And, if you take care of yourself, you will be okay. This is not to scare you, but it's to make you understand that you don't get off the table looking good. No. No, no, no. You get off the table very swollen, very bruised, huge. You're even if that's how you want to look, you get off the table and you're not your final form yet. 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, you're not your final form yet. You do not become your final form till 4 or 5 months. And if you're working out and exercising 6 months, like it takes a while for you to get to that point. And even when you get to that point, you have to maintain it. So all the diet and exercising that everyone's like, oh, you could have just worked out. You could have just done that. I still got to work out. I still got to do that. I'm just a step closer to the goal that I wanted to be at. I can see the finish line a little clearer, but I still have to do those things. I still have to go to the gym. If I don't go to the gym, going back to my last point, my stomach will come back, okay? I look at my stomach and I'm like, nah, we got to tighten this up. We got to tighten this up. I'm not wasting my money, you know? Don't think a BBL is going to like fix everything. It doesn't fix everything. The doctor does his job and he cuts and he, tries to give you what you want because it's not an exact science when it comes to BBLs. But it is up to you to keep your body right. It is up to you to get your body to where you want it to be. The doctor cannot give you perfection. The doctor is a human and he or she is doing their job. So those are like the major myths that people, often reiterate or ignorantly talk about, whether it's anti-BBL people or women that are thinking about BBLs and they hear these negative comments or they try to do research and they see a whole bunch of different things and a lot of things are just not true. People are ignorant because they do not know, and it's okay to not know. But if you don't know, speaking negatively about it does not help. Shaming women about BBLs does not help. I also want to add this extra bonus myth. Don't let anybody invalidate your research just because you use Facebook and YouTube. Number one, YouTube and Facebook, they are first-hand accounts. These are patients and women that have gone through it. Whether, they've gone through a bad experience or a good experience, these are first-hand accounts. Of course, you should still Google the doctor to make sure he has no pending cases and that he is board certified. What better research can you get from first-hand accounts from the patients that they worked on? Please let me know. Don't let anyone shame you into thinking that that is not real research. It is. It is, because whether he's board certified or he has cases or whatever, you're gonna get the real tea in the Facebook groups. YouTube, you get tea, but the Facebook groups, they put their business out there, okay? These girls essentially, it's a great resource because the girls, they do the research for you and you just have to read through it. Just because it's someone's experience doesn't mean it's gonna happen to you. Keep that in mind. If that's your main source of research, you're doing a good job. Don't let anyone let you think that that's not enough. It's more than enough. You are literally putting yourself in the community and you're able to grow a community like that as well. Someone called me immature because that's how I did my research, but it's like, please, I spent hundreds of hours on YouTube and Facebook groups every day. I was on Facebook and YouTube every day, almost up until the day of my surgery. From November to May. I spent 6 months researching. But even after I made my decision, I kept researching because you could always change your mind. You can always change your mind. Don't be fooled. For the haters that are watching this, don't try to discredit me because I know what I'm talking about. And the doctors themselves make YouTube videos. Let's be clear. Not just the Miami doctors, the Houston doctors, the Beverly Hills doctors. These are plastic surgeons that's been in the field for 20 years. They are making these videos educating people about the surgery, not just promoting themselves. They're talking about complications. They're talking about the science behind the surgeries, like I was explaining the fat cells. I got that from a doctor on YouTube. So what? I didn't read an article on Google. That came from a doctor on YouTube. The doctors in these videos are not even promoting themselves and saying, book me. They're not even doing that. They're explaining things about BBLs and other surgeries that are not commonly discussed. Sorry for that little rant. I just had to get that out because people really try to discredit me based on my YouTube and Facebook research when actually that is a sound place to start. And I was a little bit in my feelings about it because it's like, you're calling me immature. You know what it is? It's a generational thing. and the older people don't realize how useful social networks are. And it's okay, y'all don't know. So I'm not gonna get offended by, you know, negative comments anymore, because haters gonna hate. And if you watch this video and you felt like this was, you know, helpful to you, let me know. If you have questions, drop it in the comment box below. DM me on Instagram, whatever. I will help you and answer any question that you have. If you have some other myths that you've heard and you want to know if it's true or not, let me know. I hope this video was able to help women that are thinking about BBLs. And also, if you don't know anything about a BBL and you gain something out of this, let me know. I'm really just here to help. I want to change the narrative behind BBLs and women that get them. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.